So today we're going to be talking about the G1 Climax, specifically the G1 Climax 27 from 2017 in New Japan. Because on August 12th, 2017, one of the best matches in G1 history happened, but unfortunately it's been kind of forgotten about, and I'm going to be talking about the match, but talking about slightly the reasons why this match doesn't get talked about as much as it bloody well should be. Of course, I am talking about Kazuchika Okada taking on Kenny Omega in their B block match at the G1 Climax 27, which was one of the best matches in G1 history, and I'll tell you why as well, because it was one of the matches that got me straight back into watching professional wrestling. But one of the other reasons that it got overshadowed a lot as well is because how good the three other matches they had, the two previous before this match, the G1, and obviously the very, very famous match that happened a year later at Dominion. So talking about the match itself at the G1, so it was, as I said, it was a B block match with Kenny Omega coming out with the Young Bucks for this match, and we had Kazuchika Okada coming out with, well, this shows how long this was ago. It was Gedo was still in his corner before turning on him to go to Bullet Club. In this match in particular, well, it's a little bit shorter than the other matches because obviously in G1 you only get a 30-minute time limit. Thank you very much. And then obviously their previous matches they have a 60-minute time limit. So as I said, this was the match that sort of got me back in professional wrestling, and I shall tell you why. In the early 2000s, I stopped watching wrestling. I wasn't angry at the product or anything. I just kind of felt like I'm getting maybe a bit. I was at that time where I thought I'm too old to be watching this sort of stuff, and I kind of stopped watching professional wrestling. I'm not angry or anything like that. I just drifted away from it, we'll say. Anyway, I'm sitting at home. It was end of 2017. I was watching YouTube videos, and it was a bit nostalgia. They were talking about WrestleMania 6, which is one of the first wrestling shows I ever watched, and it was just a bit of nostalgia for me. And I ended up watching a couple other YouTube videos on wrestling of nostalgia, but I just remember that they kept repeating about a particular match, and the match they were talking about was the Kenny Omega Kazuchika Okada match from the Tokyo Dome, the first meeting between them, and how much of a classic it was. And I remember seeing the graphic for this match, and I thought to myself, that looks intriguing. That looks interesting. It doesn't look like WWE. It doesn't look, it doesn't look like it's heavy gimmick. And I thought to myself, I'm a bit interested. Now, I had no clue how to find this match. I didn't know anything about New Japan World, obviously, and then obviously the internet too. I just didn't know which websites to go to or anything like that. So I just went straight to YouTube. And the only match I could find on YouTube was the G1 Climax match. So I thought to myself, well, I might as well watch it, eh? And I was, the match lasted 27 minutes. And after that 27 minutes, I sat in the back of my chair going, I have never seen anything like that before. There was a couple of moves that I recognized, like lariats and stuff, and body slams and stuff like that. But a lot of the stuff I was just like, never seen it before in my life. I was thoroughly entertained. I was almost on the edge of my seat, wide-eyed. And even funnier, just to cut a side story, I messaged one of my closest friends who I didn't know was a wrestling fan. I sort of messaged him going, you should watch this as well. This is absolutely amazing, just entertainment to watch. He sends me a picture back of him with Kenny Omega in Edinburgh, and I was, well, there you go. And he gave me a lot of information about this match. But as I say, look, this G1 match is one of the other things that benefits, I think, is if you want to get somebody to, maybe a casual fan or somebody to watch Japanese wrestling, if you want to sit them down and show them exactly how good it can get, this is the match to watch them because it's so nicely timed. I've tried to get friends to sit down and watch the Omega Okada 4 match, which is a 65-minute long match, which, don't get me wrong, it's possibly my favorite match of all time. But trying to get someone to sit down who's a casual wrestling fan or not only used to a certain style, it's a bit hard. But this 27 minutes, that's a good time to sit them down and watch the match. And trust me, this bloody match is... What I loved about this match is the pacing. So with the 60-minute matches, obviously in Japan it's tradition to start off slowly and they build the story, and usually the last 5-10 minutes of these matches is absolutely fantastic. With this match though, knowing that both opponents know that they only had 30 minutes and this was an important block match, so it was, Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada, straight off the bell, fast paced. They're trying to hit each other's finishes. They're just trying to knock each other out straight away. Now the match slows down a little bit and paces us back up again, obviously. But this was a very intriguing match, and I said they had Don Callis on commentary again, which is always fun to have Dom on commentary with Kevin Kelly. And these guys were going for Rainmakers, One Wing Angels right off the bat, and then they just progressed the match. You got to remember at this point as well, Okada won the first match at the Tokyo Dome. The second match at Dominion ended in a 60-minute time draw. So really, you're looking for a Kenny Omega win, and trust me, Kenny Omega got the win. He hit the One Wing Angel on Kazuchika Okada, and trust me, when he hits that move, that's the end of the match, isn't it? And it was a big win. You could see in Omega's face that he knew the doubt is over. He can beat this guy, because Okada, if you've ever watched New Japan, you understand that this guy gets presented as the final boss. This guy it's the beauty of Okada. He is definitely the final boss in New Japan. He's the guy to beat. If you want to be proven to be one of the best, you have to beat Okada. So Omega picking up this win was a heavy boost for this guy. A heavy boost. It's definitely in a G1 match as well for the points, which obviously then leads on to the next year for their possibly my favorite match of all time, their Dominion match in 2018, where Kenny Omega finally picks up that IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Back to this match though, as I said this was the one that got me back into wrestling. This is the one that I think it's a nice shorter match. It kind of shows, I'm not going to say like the greatest hits from the previous matches, but it gives you a good idea. It's like they compacted down. They had some new stuff in there, but they compacted down the previous two matches into this, and it was just, it's a great match to show somebody, again, as I said earlier, that hasn't really watched New Japan or anything like that, and I was thoroughly impressed by this match. It was one of my absolute favorites. And as I said, look, I think if you've got 30 minutes of your time, I think you should definitely go out of your way to definitely watch this match if you can find it, because I don't know if it's on YouTube anymore. You'll definitely find highlight reels and stuff like that. But if you've got New Japan World, then I would thoroughly recommend going down and sitting 30 minutes. That's all you need on your day, 30 minutes to watch this absolute banger of a match. And as I say, it was the match that it was the match that got me back into wrestling. It got me very intrigued because there was a few differences there. Not just the fact that it was different style to what I was used to watching. I enjoyed the Japanese audience as well, because they're definitely not as distracting. They're just as vocal and just as noisy as Western fans, but they're definitely not as distracting as Western fans you'll watch on TV. Sometimes I get a bit distracted. I'm a bit annoyed with some of the Western fans. I think some people just need to calm their shit. But anyways, I'm getting off track now. So look, it's a fantastic match, and I said it's the one that everyone considers not the best of the four. But it's still fantastic. It's not a bad match. So it just gets overshadowed by the three other matches. The first match, the second match, and the fourth match, which is, after watching, if you watch this match, if you watch the G1 match and you really, really, really enjoy this, go out your way to watch, especially the fourth match. Because this, in the end, this G1 match was part of, I want to say, a 2-year storyline, I think it was, because Gedo loves the booker of New Japan. He loves to book a long story. This all started with, I think, Omega picking up in 2016 the G1 win. He was the first Gaijin to win the G1 Climax. They have the match at the Tokyo Dome, January 4th, 2017. He loses that match. They come back to Dominion 6 months later, and even Kenny Omega said that was too soon for them to come back. But they do the Dominion match. It was even better than the Tokyo Dome match, which is phenomenal to do. That ended up in a time limit draw. It was just, and then it says they had the G1 match in August, and then you had to wait all the way till the next Dominion 2018. That's when Okada decided to say, you know what, I've beaten a lot of guys here. There's only one person that's really pushing the limit and actually has beaten me before. And that's Kenny Omega. And trust me, you should really watch these matches. And I was silly. I didn't watch these matches in chronological order because I was an idiot. I didn't know any better at the bloody time. I didn't know much about wrestling, unfortunately, at that point. Go your way, watch these in chronological order. And if you don't even watch them in order, go go watch this one match. This G1 match, I would thoroughly recommend it. I can highly recommend actually this match even more, because it's one of those matches. I'm just gonna put something out there. Anytime I feel down, anytime I'm having a bad day, obviously I said in the previous video there's a lot of good comedy matches out there to watch, but sometimes I just want to watch a really, really good technical in-ring match. And I usually either go to this match or the fourth match, and by the end of it, I've always got a big smile on my face. So I recommend this match, 100%. Anybody that doesn't like this match, well, I can't really say anything. It's subjective. I'm not going to be an asshole about it. But look, if you enjoy fast, technical-paced wrestling and great storytelling, this is the one to go watch. And I will leave that for now, because I'm going to keep rambling on, ain't I? So look, I will be back again with another couple of videos. You don't know, I might do videos talking about the other three matches as well, the other three matches too, or any other. And if you've got any suggestions for any other G1 Climax classics for me to review, to watch, leave them down in the comment section for me, please. You know me, I'm always searching for new content, new matches from anywhere around the world to watch, review, look at, talk about, bullshit about, whatever. So look, I shall see you for another video. I hope you enjoyed this one, and go out and watch Okada and Omega. Go watch that match, and I shall see you next time.